In today's episode, Indiana refused the script. They dragged the champs into a do-or-die in Vegas. Game 1 was a heist. Kelsey Mitchell stole the night in neon lights. The special whistle talk got loud. Indiana answered with the scoreboard. They counted Indiana out. Again, 9 healthy bodies. 6 players missing, including Caitlin Clark. And still, the Fever dragged the 2-time champs into a do-or-die. That is not luck. That is a blueprint. The plan was blunt. Attack the paint. Seal deep. Drive through contact. Make the whistle work. Indiana lived at the line because they earned it. 34 free throws. 11 for Vegas. That gap is not a conspiracy. It is math. It is aggression. Aaliyah Boston set the tone early. Deep seals. Strong base. Shot through arms. Then ran back and walled off the lane. She owned the space where games are won. 24 points. 14 rebounds. 5 assists. Every touch had purpose. Every contest had weight. Kelsey Mitchell carried the closing duties. 25 points. Mid-range daggers. Free throws cold as ice. The building roared. She didn't blink. She walked back on defense like it was Tuesday at the park. That is a closer. Odyssey Sims flipped the tempo. 18 with a smile. Straight line bursts. Soft pull-ups. A veteran who forgot Game 3 existed. That is how you bounce back. That is how you steady a locker room. Lexi Ho. Call her Lexi Hustle. Bad back. Big minutes. 4 steals. 7 boards. Shadowed Jackie Young like a coat. Saved layups with weak side timing. She bled for 50-50 balls. The box score whispers. The tape screams. Now the turning point you will not forget. Becky Hems signaled for a timeout. There was none. Technical, free throw, extra possession. Momentum switched sides like a light. That is pressure talking. Indiana spoke back with composure. And then the noise started. Special whistle. Interesting. You want fewer fouls. Stop fouling seals on the dotted line. Stop reaching at drivers at full speed. The Fever did not get gifts. They forced decisions. They won the geometry of the floor. Short sentence. Scoreboard truth. This was elimination game number 3 in these playoffs. Indiana is 3 for 3. That is a habit. That is identity. We over me is not a slogan here. It is the operating system. The film shows the difference. Early paint touches. Early free throws. Early calm. The Aces chased the game. Indiana dictated the terms. That is how you flip a series without your brightest star in uniform. One more scene. Gainbridge Fieldhouse at full tilt. MVP chants for Mitchell. Boston pointing teammates to spots. Hull clapping through pain. Sims yelling, "One more stop." It felt like belief. It looked like belief. It played like belief. Quick check. CTAs keep this show alive. If you love pure hoops talk, subscribe now. Drop a like. Comment fired up if you feel the fever. Summary hit. Indiana didn't survive. They imposed. They took the Aces' comfort and burned it. Now everything rides on one night in Vegas. Bring your focus. Bring your lungs. Bring your legs. Game 1 was the spark and the warning. Vegas planned a coronation. MVP trophy on the floor. Banners overhead. Confetti warmed up. Then Kelsey Mitchell walked in and stole the script. 34 points. 4 triples. 6 for 6 at the stripe. The champs stared. The crowd went quiet. Indiana won by 16. On that floor. On that night. That matters. It told the series a hard truth. The Aces can be hit. They can be hurried. They can be human. How did it happen? Tempo and spacing. Mitchell hunted pockets in early offense. Drag screens. Snakes. Stop on a dime pull-ups. When Vegas overplayed, she slipped the pass to a cutter. When they dropped, she rose without fear. Everything was decisive. Aaliyah Boston handled the other headline. The assignment was simple. Complication Kate Aja Wilson. Bump the path, jam the catch, contest the shoulder. Wilson still filled his stat line, but the rhythm broke. The first step felt crowded. The spin met a chest. The release lost air. Lexi Hull chased Jackie Young over screens like it was life or death. No reach, no gamble, just angles. She turned north-south into east-west. That steals seconds. Seconds kill good looks. Odyssey Sims set fires in the seams. If defenders stared at Mitchell, she drove right past the stare. Layups and fouls. Fouls and rotations. Rotations and kickouts. That is how role players become battering rams. Short sentence. Statement win. Now context. Indiana is shorthanded. 6 out, including the rookie phenom. The hospital row on the bench says it all. And still the plan works. Why? Because the jobs are clear. Boston anchors. Mitchell closes. Everyone else feeds the gaps. That sort of clarity travels. Vegas answered in Game 2. Of course they did. Champions adjust. They tightened the ball at the level. They sprinted to shooters. They hit first. They tied the series. The pendulum swung. That is normal. Then came Game 3. Then Game 4. The margin stayed honest. The fever held their nerve. The chess never stopped. Trap Mitchell higher. Counter with empty side. Post Boston early. Counter with doubles late. Slip the screen. Tag from the nail. This is a clinic in playoff problem solving. So what decides a Game 5? First quarter whistles. If Boston gets positioned twice and draws 2 early fouls, the paint opens like a door. If Wilson lives at the line early, the floor tilts back. Free throws are the thermostat. Second, glass. When Indiana erases second chances, Vegas loses its avalanche runs. 1 board changes a run. 1 run flips a quarter. 1 quarter decides a series. Third, calm. Composure is a skill. The team that stays boring longer wins. Spacing. Rotations. 1 more pass. 2 feet in the paint. No hero ball. Hero basketball is earned by doing the boring work first. You know the drill. Subscribe if you love this kind of breakdown. Comment 1 more if you believe Indiana finishes the job in Vegas. Final beat. Game 1 warned everyone. The champs are mortal. Game 4 proved it again. Now 40 minutes decide legends. Keep your emotions tight. Keep your principles tighter. Let's talk about the noise, the clips, the takes, the special whistle. After Game 4, microphones chased quotes. Aja Wilson went sarcastic. Special whistle. Becky Hammond kept it short. 34 free throws versus 11. Next question. The internet sprinted. The story got loud. Here's the counter. Indiana didn't win the game at a podium. They won it on the block. They won it on 2 feet in the paint. They won it by adding force to skill. Aaliyah Boston did not ask for favors. She demanded calls by positioning. She caught deep. She took hits. She finished through bodies. She made the officials choose. That is how physical basketball works. You earn black and white by living in the gray. Lexi Hull answered with actions and clarity. She praised Boston's 2-way control. She saluted Kelsey Mitchell's leadership. No drama, no subtweets. Just a message. Toughness is silent until the buzzer. Stephanie White set the guardrails. Keep the main thing the main thing. Urgency without panic. Desperation without chaos. That is elite coaching voice. That is why this group keeps standing up in elimination spots. Short sentence. Composure wins. Let's be real. Physical edges will keep testing limits. Elbows rise in screens. Chests collide on dives. Hands fight for space. It is the playoffs. Rumors say, league eyes review the chippy stuff every night. Maybe they do. Maybe they do not. The only thing that always corrects is execution. Game 5 officiating will feel tight early. It usually does. Expect a quick whistle on hand checks. Expect an emphasis on stationary screens. That helps guards who change pace. That makes discipline everything. What about Vegas? They will come out swinging. Wilson will attack early. She wants early fouls on Boston. Jackie Young will cut with intent. Chelsea Gray, if available, will settle them with pace. They are champions for a reason. What about Indiana? Same drum. Protect the ball. Protect the glass. Live in the paint. Let Mitchell breathe with clears. Trust the second side. Hit the open corner without thinking. And when the game gets loud, get boring. One last detail. The Fever have already won 3 elimination games this run. That matters. It lives in your legs. It lives in your lungs. It lives in your confidence when the crowd tries to swallow you. Final CTA of the night. If you ride with belief over noise, subscribe now. Drop your pick in 2 words, Fever or Aces. We will read them all. Closing punch. The special whistle narrative fades at tip. The scoreboard never does. 40 minutes. 1 ticket to the finals. Earn, not given.